America's top diplomat heads to China on Monday. It is a final stop on his four-nation tour of Asia. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo will brief leaders in Beijing on his trip to Pyongyang. It'll likely be the same progress report he delivered to leaders in Seoul. That is where we find CGTN's Barton. Jack, Pompeo said the meeting with Kim Jong Un is, quote, another step forward. Any details about what was discussed?
Well, the very fact that he met with Kim Jong Un is a positive sign, because the last time that Mike Pompeo was in Pyongyang, Kim Jong Un went off to inspect a potato farm and didn't meet him. So that was seen as a setback and something of a speed hump on what had been thawing diplomacy at the time. So the very fact that they had a 2-hour meeting followed by a 90-minute lunch clearly shows that the diplomacy is getting back on track. Mike Pompeo tweeted when he hit the ground here in South Korea that all had gone well. They had continued to make progress on agreements struck at the Singapore summit between Donald Trump and Kim Jong Un earlier in the year, and then heading into the meeting with President Moon Jae-in. And Moon Jae-in, his office afterwards also saying that from the discussions, progress clearly had been made on the issue of denuclearization, but also on a potential second summit between Donald Trump and Kim Jong Un. Clearly something that Pyongyang is keen for. Not just the comments coming from Pompeo and Moon, but we've also seen now from DPRK state media also saying that Kim Jong Un, following the meeting, has the will and the conviction to deal with issues of mutual concern, indicating that Pyongyang might be prepared to make some concessions in the upcoming talks.
Jack, what are some possible sticking points that could derail these good talks between Washington and Pyongyang?
One of the big difficulties we've seen over the past month is a sort of a creep factor in the demands from the DPRK. Now, after the third and last summit between Kim Jong Un and South Korean President Moon Jae-in, Kim indicated that he might be prepared to take big steps forward in terms of denuclearization in return for a peace agreement. And that's something that Mike Pompeo has indicated he's in line with. It is something that could have actually happened. But since then, we've seen more demands for the easing of sanctions or the complete lifting of sanctions. Trump has indicated that is simply a no-go area. That's not going to happen. Now, having said that, this second summit between Donald Trump and Kim Jong Un will probably go ahead regardless of what happens. Pompeo has clearly come back with a little bit of progress here. Trump, we've seen him spin this in the past. He'll say we've got a bit of success. So that lays the groundwork for a summit. But even if he hadn't come back with anything, Trump would almost certainly have said, well, this is all the more reason why I should go in and do the deal myself. You know, I'm the deal maker. I should make this happen. So anyway we're looking at this, the diplomacy is again moving forward at the moment. It does seem very likely we're going to see a second summit between Kim Jong Un and Donald Trump. And we're hearing from Pyongyang and both from Washington now that that's likely to be very soon.
A second summit being planned. CGTN's Barton reporting from Seoul, South Korea.